Hello everyone, welcome to Jargus Ranger Review. This time we're going to be looking at the 11th episode of Dino Charge, Breakout. And if you've been following the show up to this point, you can pretty much guess what that title means. Now for our opening scenes, first has Sledge rewatching the Megazord battle from the previous episode of Fury, and he calls both Fury and the Megazord worthless without the power. So our Furious one has to get in gear and get that energem. Speaking of which, Kendall is at the museum making a presentation on Xandar and his treasures. And we get a little more about its history, because Riley never got a chance to finish before. The Prince and Sir Ivan were attacked by some sort of creature, and this time it's in some sort of fur cloak. And when you hear its grunts, it's definitely Fury's voice. Plus it shoots lightning at them. Not only that, but you see a bit of Fury's hand, just barely not being covered up. So it makes it pretty obvious, yeah, Fury was still active at that time. And during the fight, the two got washed up in the river, never to be seen again. But the stone was still there, and the prince named it after his country. And that's why it's called the Stone of Xandar. And Chase is in the back with the exhibits. He just wants to be over with so that they can lock it up in the base. The energem, that is. Now during these scenes, we have a bunch of serious looking men in suits walking through the museum. And after a presentation, they come right in and start taking the treasures and put them into cases. And the reason why is that the real modern prince of Xandar saw the article and he is not pleased that they were impersonated. I mean, he definitely talks like a prince, even more so than the little guy in the flashback. And is a hell of a lot more stuck up too. And he has a fun little interaction with Coda. Seeing how completely unrefined he was, he actually was born in a cave. And no, he was born on a mammoth hunt. His mother could not make it to the cave. Yeah, that's kind of off-putting to him. Oh, the prince's name is Philip, by the way. And Tyler's wondering what to do, and Kendall is just looking back and forth, like shaking her head. Because she knows that officially belong to the royal family, but it's also the energem that Fury and Sledge are after, so he's going to be in danger. Immediate danger, mind you, because as soon as they're all leaving, their cars get attacked by Vivix, and they're being led by Fury, Wrench, Curio, and Poisandra. Yeah, and his men can barely fight against them. And the prince is scared out of his mind because he's basically a normal human and cannot fight against them at all. But fortunately, Coda jumps in, unmorphed, and fights Fury with his bare hands. Man, he's gotta be one of the most capable rangers I've seen, being able to fight off one of the main monsters on his own. Not even his powers, just pure physical strength. That's really freaking impressive, actually. And then he sees Tyler and Shelby fighting off the Vivix. They don't need to be morphed for that either. And soon Chase and Riley are fighting them off with their weapons. So it's a pretty big battle here, all for one energem. And you got regular people caught up in the mix this time as well. Then when Fury was about to steal the energem and attack the prince, Coda defends him. And Mr. Philip here, he's at a loss after he was such a douchebag to him. And Coda says that everyone is good in them, even Mean Prince. So yeah, that's pretty much humbling right there. Unfortunately, Fury catches up to the two and ends up taking the energem from the prince. But before he can really use it, the Rangers use their blasters to scare him off. And then Kendall contacts him and says that he'll have infinite energy for his Zord if he infuses it. Now instead of doing the smart thing and using it right away, Fury goes to the other minions looking through all the other treasures, and he's just boasts that he has it. So the rest go to fight the Rangers, and the prince, still watching, sees them become Power Rangers. And apparently he knows what Power Rangers are from the start, and I'm glad he does. Too many times we just have situations where someone sees the Rangers transform, who's an outsider and has no idea what it is. So good for you, show, you're making smarter characters. Now when the Pterosaur attacks again, the T-Rex shoots flames at it with Tyler, because off screen he got a new charger from Kendall that allows his Rexy to stretch his head and just bite the Pterosaur, much to the anger of Fury. Meanwhile, Shelby is just kicking ass. I mean, she's just soloing a whole bunch of Vivix. She gives Riley her drill to attack the enemies because they won't see it coming. And it's true, he digs on the ground and comes up for a surprise attack. And they don't even know what hit him. And then they even combine their weapons to make a Dino spike and destroy even more of them so fast. And the Rangers are just on the move now that they've morphed. And then Tyler is fighting Fury, and he goes through his attacks and finally beats him. Terry pulls up the energem, saying that he'll have power with it, except it reacts to the energy thing inside of him, and someone comes out. But to everyone's surprise, especially Tyler's, it is not his dad. It is Sir Ivan. It was him this whole time, and it's not his father at all. He even talks like a knight from the old ages. And the first thing he does is that he already knows how to use a morpher, and becomes the Gold Ranger. And he has a lot of electrical attacks, because he pretty much kicks everybody's ass. And against that one blue guy they had with them, he sends a thunder strike, and it actually creates, in electrical letters, thunder, thunder on the ground, and it destroys him. And when Sledge uses his magna beam on it, he's pissed that Poisandra was hurt. Not that they were losing, but that his girlfriend was getting attacked. You're trying to rule the universe, guy. I think you need better priorities. And the other Rangers try to tell Ivan, okay, we got this, you can back off. And he says, no, this quest is mine. And that the Terrazord won't be evil for long. So he summons it, and this black cape goes away. He basically purifies it to make the true Terra-charged Megazord. And this thing is cool looking. It's got blades on its arms and anything. And he just slashes away at high speed. And he just destroys them so fast and so flashy. It's great. Now back on the ground when talking, it's revealed that the energem's power helped him escape. Which makes a lot of sense, considering that it's bonded to him since he can become the Gold Ranger. And he presents it to the prince because he can recognize the royal bloodline anywhere. And nope, Philip's a cool guy, he says he can have it. And then he takes off. He wishes safety on the Rangers in the hunt for the other energems, and he hopes he can find them. So yeah, he's not such a bad guy after all. And we end the episode of Ivan walking off to see freedom in this world, and a new continent, after 800 years. Now this episode had so much going on in it. I mean, they could have easily made the prince be a complete asshole. But instead, he showed him as being stuck up, but thanks to Coda, and seeing the Rangers in action, he was pretty humbled. Much to the point where he even changed it a little bit, and had complete respect for them. I'm sure saving his life had something to do with it. That's just me saying. And yeah, these caveman jokes are still pretty good with Coda. Either I'm just getting used to the way his character talks, or he's actually getting better at speaking English. Either way, Coda seems to be able to make sentences more clearly overall, I've noticed from how he talked. And it's also pretty clever to using what seemed like it would just be something thrown away after that episode to come back and bite the Rangers in the ass, only to actually have it help them in the end. So that's a really clever writing there, Saban. I like that. And even more props for bringing out all your adversaries to fight the Rangers, not just one or two of your generals and some Viveks, as really showing just how important these energems are. Plus we get to see a brand new Megazord in action, and hopefully soon we can see them fight together with the Dino-charged Megazord, or even combine it into the regular Megazord, like Terra Stego formation or something like that. I'm looking forward to see how their powers are combined. And the thing I complained about the last episode, about episodes ending abruptly, they fixed it this time. That was a really nice way to end it, without just cutting off the scene. It just seemed to flow naturally, and that's something I really appreciate. So if Sir Ivan is the Gold Ranger, then what the hell happened to Tyler's father? Is he still around somewhere? Did he get killed? It's still a complete mystery. Another thing they didn't touch upon is whether or not Ivan is going to do his own thing or he's going to stay with the other Rangers. Because they pretty much said, just let him be, let him look around, and enjoy the world for once. Well, he does seem to have a strong sense of duty, so he might at least stay with the other Rangers inside the Dino Museum. But in a way, he's a lot like Coda now. He's a stranger from a distant time, trying to get used to the modern world. I think it's going to have a good effect on Coda then. They'll probably bond quicker than anyone else. No, I'm sure Tyler has some questions for him. In the next episode, I'm pretty sure they're gonna spend some time exploring what he's like and how he interacts with the others. And I'm looking forward to that because he is pretty cool, at least fighting. I want to see how he does in ordinary situations. And I'll be talking about that next time I really love this episode. And that's all I have to say. And I'm Jargus, and until we meet again, let the power protect you.